denizens and detritus of the internet. This is another episode of Cheap Ass Steam. Today we're going to be looking at a series of 3 games in the Ninjahtic series. They're $1.99 each as of the time of this recording, or they are 20% off if you buy the bundle for a grand total of $4.77. So without further ado, let's jump right in and see what we got. Alright, we got some nice pixelized graphics. I'm using my controller. Use the analog stick or the D-pad. We got a jump button and a kick button, and that seems to be about it. So this looks like a nice tutorial area, kind of just getting us through the basics. Okay, let's see that again. Okay, so there's nothing has to be done for a wall cling. And to get off of the wall cling, I can just Z or L. Okay. Well, I can just push up. That'll get me to the next area. Cool stuff. I better remember my kick button. Alright, 3 hits to get him. And his little swirly seemed to go further than mine. Nope. Only 1 hit for me, huh? Oh, that was pretty cool. If I keep hitting kick. Oh, nice. Kind of hover through the air. Might come in handy eventually. So when I'm coming over and hitting this, if I hit jump, I go backwards. But if I just hit up, then I go straight up. So that's an interesting technique. Well, that was interesting. So this one I can run up at least a little bit if I hit it in the right place. Ugh. Ooh, so but just by pushing up when I hit my kick, you get a bigger schloomp. Oh, okay. So whichever side this gray piece. So this one's going to shoot me to the right. This one's going to shoot me to the left. Got it. Alright, so I'm going to take a moment to kind of nitpick the graphics just a scotch. I'm going to go ahead and disclaimer and say I really like them. However, why does the tree have an outline and the leaves don't? Like, everything has an outline except for those leaves. It's scotch distracting, not terribly bad, but I think it could be done a little bit better as well. You see how the tree's got 3 distinctive colors, the wall's got 2 or 3 colors, everything's got 2 or 3 colors, and the leaves are just a big green blob. So kudos on pretty good graphics overall. However, oh, the leaves of the trees seem to leave a bit to be desired. Also, it'd be nice if I could tell what areas are wall runnable or not. So if I hit where I'm hitting right now, I can't wall run, but then if I hit a little bit higher, then I can wall run up a little bit. Also, which ones I grip on and which ones I'm going to slide down. So a graphical representation of that, different textures on the sides of the wall, would be, we've come to the end of the level. There's a door to go through. We got some new music, we got some new graphics, same old enemies. Oh, there's a switch to let us into the door. Alright, so I'm not seeing any new enemies. I am seeing a nice new level though. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and take a break from this one, then move on to the second game. Alright, so this is the second game in the Ninjahtic series, Ninjahtic Mind Tricks. Again, $1.99 on Steam or $4.77 if you buy the package. So let's jump right in and see what's different from the first one, if anything. Okay. Left or right, up, go to the door. Before we proceed with the tests, we must discuss a few things that may be of importance to you. You may stand near any one of us and lean the joystick upwards on the controller, or press either the up arrow or W key so we can give hints, share thoughts, etc. Alright, so MP3s is a big difference right off the bat. Your interaction with us is vital. Possible to jump while in midair, though it can only be done once, so now we have a double jump. Now it's possible once again after landing, running, or sliding on a wall, or grappling ledges or poles. While running at a wall or sliding down one, you may run up the wall by leaning the joystick upwards on the controller or the up arrow or W. Okay, so now we've got wall run and slide on the entire wall, looks like. Please use the door next to me. Yes, dear. Like jumping in midair, the same applies to dashing while airborne, though both cannot be performed in the same jump before regaining them. However, dashing on the ground can be done infinitely, albeit with a small recovery time. Also, you may use the Alt key to dash as an alternative to double tapping the desired directional key. Just for the record, I'm playing all these with the controller. So I don't know how useful I'm ever going to find dashing through the air. It's kind of awkward with the joystick at least. Poles are automatically grasped anywhere it can be safely climbed. Also let go by pushing the B button on the controller or Alt on the keyboard. Okay, so now we have 3 buttons. One for jump, one for attack, and one for letting go of stuff. Which also launches us off of the wall. Oh, there we go. That's a much easier way to dash. Okay. So that'd be the B button. Got it. Shimmying across ledges and pipes like the one above works very much like climbing poles. The differences are very few and far in between. Let us proceed with the test. Oh. This is your rival. You two are to remain competitive for the remainder of this test and throughout the upcoming assignment. You'll be tasked with reclaiming our princess immediately after finishing this test. As for the test, we would like for you to become accustomed with your combat abilities in a short training session with your rival. Please make use of your ability to block by rotating your stance in the direction relative to an incoming attack. I think that means that I'll auto block if I'm facing him. We'll see. Holding down the right trigger on the controller or shift key on the keyboard allows you to walk or retain your stance, focusing on the direction you are facing. It would also be useful to press the secondary attack button in combination with directional inputs. That button is assigned in the sign to the right. Y or C or J. Rival has been informed of this training session prior to your arrival and has been instructed to restrict himself for this training session. Mentioned before, you are to remain competitive with one another, and to compete with one such as him is of a task that cannot be defined as simple. Lastly, the exit will remain locked until you defeat your opponent. There will be other doors requiring similar prerequisites before unlocking. You may begin. There is a bit of an event going on in the restaurant further up. It would probably be better if we were to continue our evening there. Though you may need to clear up a few things along the way. These NPCs don't do anything. I like that. Give him a little uppercut kick. I definitely like bouncing the samurais into the air squids. Kind of fun. Okay. Well, I think we've got the gist of it. I'll tell you, it's a lot more fun. The controls are a lot smoother. The graphics are about the same, which is not a bad thing. This is definitely a visually appealing game for those of us that love the pixels. It's definitely fun knocking those guys into each other, knocking them into spikes and off the ledges, and it's the easiest thing in the world to tell what's going on. Well, we got a music change. So those are not grippable right there. Now we're getting a little more dash. Okay. Alright, so that gives us a good idea what this one's all about. More controls, more fun to control, more fun to run around. Things make a lot more sense, like sliding and running on all walls. We got two different attacks now. We've got a dash. And just all manner of good stuff. So let's go ahead and take an exit out of this one. And go ahead and jump into game number 3. Alright, so here we go with Ninjahtic Rodin. So let's jump in and see what we got. Stage 1. Do not feel alarmed or threatened. Put you in a trance-like state so an accurate analysis may be performed. Start information and personality, blah blah blah. Let's get down to the action. So our double jump is gone, our dash is gone, our two attacks are gone. Okay. Slide and run on all walls. So that's a nice hangover. It's also a little harder to tell what's going on visually here. The graphics are a little more muddled. Alright, X or X. Thinking blocking works the same way. Yep, auto block with the right trigger to stay facing them. So that's the same as the second game rather than the first. Also, we don't have any upwards attacks, even while in the air, so that's kind of... yeah, that's kind of disappointing. Alright, so that's the Ninjahtic series. Like I said, it's less than $5 for all three as of the time of this recording. $1.99 each. If you're only going to grab one, I recommend the second one. That was the one that was the most enjoyable for me, and it's the only one of the three I think I would come back to and do a playthrough all the way through. The first one just felt kind of stiff and awkward, and the third one felt kind of wonky. It was kind of hard to tell what was going on, and it just didn't feel as nice and smooth as the second one did with the double jumps and the dashes and everything else. Alright, so that was Cheap As Steam. Thanks for watching, and we'll hope to see you next time.